What's up, Cat?
Hi, Fritz.
Oh. Are we rolling on that?
We are rolling.
Okay.
Everything is on the way. Cat. Cat.
Let's see if we can find the dudes that we hosted.
Today was good.
Yeah, it's alright.
Today was nice because it felt like normal.
Yeah.
Like the insanity of October is over with.
Yeah, that's part of it. Is I was for a while so psyched out about that shit. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, dude. All of October was just stressful as fuck.
Yeah.
Today just felt like, alright, now we can just settle back into our routine. Finally.
Yeah.
Which is a nice place to be. Cat.
Where the hell? There it is. Okay, good. At least they're still fucking.
Does that say beers and bears?
No, beers and beards.
Oh, that's way better.
Beers and bears.
I was like, that's like neat. Bunch of drunk gay guys doing a show together. I'm into that. Watch that. It's weird.
They're clearly in a garage. I like that.
Yeah.
What do you want to do next week? Oh yeah,
Oh yes, we hosted them right as they're getting ready to go off the air.
I think that's what they're freaking out about.
Decimals wants an encore.
60 decibels, yep. It's ours.
We've got.
I do hate those moments though, where like you get a host right as you're like winding down your stream, you're like, damn it. Then it's like 100 people, you don't know what to do about it. I guess I'm gonna stream for another hour.
Wait, what?
When you're like streaming and you get a host right as you're trying to wind down.
Yeah.
Are they leaving?
Yeah.
Oh.
Now they're freaking out.
But the thing is though, these guys are actually kind of okay. Like I'm listening to their back and forth. Like I'd listen to this.
Well, if you would like to, we each have our. Oh, wait, hang on. Oh, jeez. That's
Thanks, decibels.
If you want to find out, when we go live or what's going on in our daily lives, you can follow us each other.
You got a pretty decent setup for being in the garage, to be honest with you.
I'm at.
Yeah, it sounds good.
I think it's kind of strange that one guy's out there wearing a shirt and tie.
At the end of the seminar because I fucked up.
Dress for the job you want, not the one you
I
hit.
think
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, but what's the attire for the job, for this job?
Mike and Sir.
You want to be a sportscaster?
I don't know what your name is either.
Suppose, yeah.
Also at Beers and
I guess
Beers.
they do wear suits. Oh yeah, they're on national TV.
Okay, cool. We picked up a couple of pledges during the show.
Did we? That's good.
Alright,
Final encounter again.
Oh.
The final encounter is out there. We greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
You're gonna check out our show and go, oh shit.
We are a gaming talk show
Good.
that discuss gaming news and our thoughts and opinions. And obviously, the game is called, our channel is called Beers and Beards because we all have beers, but some of us drink beer. We actually do have a beer advocate now that you can see some of the beers we're reviewing. I had just finished up a Neapolitan Milk Stout from Saga Tuck Brewing Company.
Nobody cares, but I'm gonna be obnoxious and follow your channel.
I wouldn't say nobody cares. Like people get into craft beer.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're not wrong. They actually may have a bit of a.
If I want to guarantee a conversation in my stream, I'll talk about beer for a few minutes and watch people lose their minds in chat over what good beer is. Like you want to strike up a conversation? Open a Guinness and start drinking it on your stream and watch the chat ignite.
LBR? 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 I can't read it. It's the coloring is real bad. Why is it Final Countercast?
Podcast as well.
Yeah, I saw that. That's real nice.
Yeah.
We gotta support the gaming podcast.
Juxta. Thank you for the follow.
Absolutely.
I think Juxta?
Yeah.
Do I follow them?
Not probably 2 viewers.
I mean, I I'm trying to, but this app is like broken.
We are also working through this throughout the week. We're going to start. Some of us are doing individual streams as well, kind of. Right.
Oh my god, they're us 2 years ago.
Oh, they're so cute.
So was
Dude,
the,
what is this bullshit? I've got fucking adware on my phone. This is stupid.
So highlights. What do you want for the Palace of the Dead? Maybe the rewards conversation.
Yeah, I think the rewards part of it is a pretty central argument to what we've been making. Yeah, or to what we've been putting out there.
There's also some good arguments with the chat in that one too.
Would the part where I told, where I was like, Square Enix absolutely should not be developing any amount of content for the world firsters, like fuck the world firsters.
Didn't that stem out of the?
It may have. I'm
did.
wondering if it would be a part of the reward conversation or if that was its own moment, because it was not a bad moment.
It stemmed out of us talking about the having an i300 piece because that was a balance argument against it. Definitely the interview.
Yeah, excerpt the interview and the conversation afterwards.
Yeah.
It's a good one. I would have said the WoW comparison if that had been anything except like, oh, I just don't have the time for it.
Yeah, nothing really came from that.
Yeah.
I feel like there was a moment we were talking about with Palace of the Dead. We were talking about trying to spread like things in Palace of the Dead to areas outside of that segment of the game.
Oh yeah.
That was pretty good.
Were there concepts that they put into Palace of the Dead that would work in the overworld?
Right.
Yeah, and the point that I made that was like, you know, everything that you're identifying as fun
Right.
is exclusive pretty much to that mode of play.
Right.
So yeah, I
think
that's
the
a good one.
conversation is good.
Yeah, that's pretty good. And then for FEC,
Howard Stern,
Howard Stern's good.
Razor.
Me giving him shit about last week's show.
About last
Yeah,
week,
that-
yeah,
and
definitely.
that.
Sean Schemmel.
The
Sean-
Razor conversation.
Was there good stuff in the? I think.
Well, it was.
Longer.
We were making fun of because I skipped down to that one because we were talking about backtracking on like about saying them backtracking.
Yeah, right. And that so the two are sort of tied together.
Was that Howard Stern that we
It
got
may
the
have
razor
been.
from?
Yeah, I think it was Howard Stern.
I thought it was.
It was something else.
Howard Stern, then Niantic, then Razor.
What are these losers doing?
They're actually pretty funny.
I heard they're us 3 years ago.
That's not inaccurate. Shit, I don't remember. I don't remember what
the
they were.
rest of the news articles.
Button up,
but
vest
those
and
two.
tie. Button up and tie. Hoodie. Who's he wearing a button up too? Maybe he's wearing a button.
Which guy? Guy on the far right?
Yeah.
He's wearing a button.
Oh, okay. So they're all trying to be semi-professional. Gears and beams.
While they're sitting in a garage.
Oh, that is a garage door.
Yeah.
You know, I was looking at that, I was like, are they like in a hotel?
Right. I'm like, that's a weird wall.
Oh, it was after the Final Fantasy 15 news about the
That's
female
right.
playable DLC.
Oh.
Do that into
Roll
the Razor
those two
news.
together.
Yeah, do those two together. That's good for their one. Coolio. And the FFL.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'd like for us to give a little bit of thought about our permanent visual representation on YouTube for FEC. One of the things that I think started attracting more views to LBR on YouTube were the YouTube banners and putting them up instead of just having a random shot from the episode. I think it helps delineate content a little bit more clearly, like anything that has that look of a banner that you know is an episode. It's a little bit more at a glance visually appealing. And it doesn't necessarily have to be anything more than just, you know, some kind of wording on there that reflects the video title. But I see a lot of other channels do this, and that it helps them gain views.
Yeah,
Well, it
it's
certainly looks
it's-
better on
it's-
LBR.
I was gonna say if the banner is just like by default what's like a preview or whatever the first screen is, it just blurs and blends in with everything else.
Exactly.
Yeah, it always picks, like for FEC, it's always just our splash screen with our 4
Yeah.
face boxes.
Yeah, every once in a while it'll be a solo shot of Robbie, or,
Right,
you know,
So,
'cause I
so
I'll
we
switch-
should put like something that at least resembles tits on there.
Yeah, really, we just need like some girl spreading her badge.
Kinda, yeah.
What do you call it,
let's
Nika?
kind of think, let's think of like a video game version of that. Like the thing
An
is,
8-bit vag?
no, the thing is I don't want to have to create more work that goes
Right.
into this, because like having to create the banners for LBR can be a pain in the dick.
Yeah.
Even though, you know, like I've made it kind of easy where you just need to get a screenshot, put it in black and white.
Screenshot it, grayscale it, put a number on there, put the name on there.
Pretty much.
Throw the LBR logo and tilt it that way a little bit.
Yeah, it's really pretty simple how, you know, how those banners are arranged. And I think that if we did something that was built smart enough, that it wouldn't add that much, you know, that much onto it. So the question is like, you know, how do we, look, I don't want to do it. Like, I don't want to have to like come up with it, conceptualize it, or anything like that. Like, I've done that for LBR. I'm pretty at the end of my creative, visually my creative input. So, I mean, if someone would like to like take that up and sort of come up with a basic template and one for this episode, and that people can kind of like look at it and use it as like a visual guide, so that anyone could do it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah. Oh my god. Look where the two cameras meet each other. One is bigger than the other. I just ruined it for you, didn't I?
Oh no! Oh no! I saw it. I saw
Glass
it.
breaking.
Never be able to unsee it.
Oh,
Whoops.
God, no. You're gonna let him know?
Let them know about it, man. Yeah.
Alright, the first thing that just kind of popped into my head, and it doesn't necessarily play into anything conceptually, but it's a thing, and I think it's something that might be attention grabbing, is each episode, if we make the banner take one of our faces, we can like rotate through, right? In fact, we can just take one like selfie, and that can be the one we use.
Right.
And then whatever game we maybe talk about the most, or something we mention, we like, let's say Sonic. We chop off the top of Sonic's head and put it like over Callie. So it looks like someone like cut it out of a magazine and pasted it. I just think something like that is bizarre enough to maybe be like, what the fuck? I can make a few mock-ups if you want, just to
Yeah.
see what it looks
Yeah.
like.
Let's,
Because then, you know, if we put like Final Encounter cast over it, I don't know, just
Dude, I sort of I kind of like the grayscale theme. Like, maybe try working with that and make it a little bit. Cause like if we're gonna do like a cutout, like paste style, like that lends itself to the whole
black and white.
thing
Yeah, sure.
too. So let's try playing around with that since we don't exactly have a lot of color.
Yeah,
injected
I'm
into
basically, actually now that I'm thinking about it, I think what I'm doing is ripping off the motif that they've been using for the Marvel Netflix stuff.
it. Really?
Yeah, well, because the Defenders like teaser is basically just a bunch of like newspaper clippings. It's like this giant like board that you would see, like what's that meme with Charlie from Always Sunny, where it's like me when I'm talking to my friends about TV shows, and he's like ha ha ha.
Yeah.
And it's just like all these different
Working
things
in the mailroom.
ripping, and it's like throwing, you know, showing all these different like teasers and like info about it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm just ripping that off, but
So
That's
is this
fine.
going on the YouTube stuff tomorrow for FEC when I do it?
I mean, I don't know that I have that kind of deadline on
Or
it.
next week? Do
let's
it
plan
next
for next
I
week.
I would say, you know, like that's something that we can kind of like go behind you and add to.
week? Okay, that's fine. I mean, I can.
So
get-
don't like hold off on anything because
Okay.
is what my point is.
I mean, to be quicker, I can give you the share my Dropbox. And you guys can put it in my Dropbox.
I think it's just easy enough to go to the YouTube account and just throw it on there, yeah.
Okay.
Because it's just like that where you would upload thumbnail. Like it's
Oh, you can do it afterwards?
yeah.
Oh, I didn't know. I'm not too familiar with YouTube. Just
Yeah.
like doing an hour clips and that's it.
Yeah, because I mean, I'll go behind you and add the thumbnail after you're
Okay.
done. So like, but what are the things that I want you guys to think about when putting this together? is how it's going to be viewed like this, okay? Couple of things like immediately when you see stuff like that. Like Anthony Cumia's show has a little bit more of what we do, right? Like it's a shot from
The show.
the show,
Yeah.
right? But look at this from Vadi Vidya. You know, like that. It's a graphic. It's very eye grabbing, and you look at
Go down. Because what are you most likely to click on? Something that's a static shot or top 10 favorite Gen 2 Pokemon?
exactly. It's actually kind of a big deal. Like if you
Wait, I want to click on that top 10.
He's like, I need to know who the top 10 from Gen 2 are.
I bet Kingdra's up there.
like if you,
top tier.
I mean, even if
He
you
will be a Pokemon Go.
if you look
I'm sure it was
at
back in Gen 2.
at our uploads, like you can tell there's a big immediate at a glance difference between what's an episode and what's a clip, and I think that's good.
One view.
You know what I mean? Like it's private, dingus.
Oh, okay.
But you know, like you can tell like really quickly at a glance, oh, that's a full episode, and I think that's what we want to encourage, and we want more people to check out the episode.
Right.
Again, we also want to think of how it's being displayed up against other videos. What's going to encourage someone who's never heard of FEC ever before to click this fucking video? That's the goal. So whether it's shorter titles, like look at this LSD Dream Emulator Japan's Weird PS1 game. That's like just long enough to like
LSD.
to like get the point across, right? But there are other like much longer titles that you're like you get halfway through it and you're like, what's the second half of this? Right. Like strange answer. Okay. To what? Right? Like you want to make sure that this shit doesn't get cut off and people are going like Limit Break Radio responds to what? What are we responding to? You know, like if that's how a lot of titles are being prefaced, then when you're scrolling through them, they become kind of interchangeable with each other, and that's what you don't want. So, just stuff to think about when we're doing
We need to be more clickbaity.
highlights. Yeah, it is. It's definitely clickbaity, and
Jesus Christ.
like, dude,
Bad idea. Guy in Sonic costume.
I'm just saying, like, these aren't bad. Like, at a certain point, they end up losing their effectiveness. Because, like, I've watched ETC shows, so, like, none of these banners get me to go, oh, I'm going to click that one. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But, like, if someone's scrolling past it, it might get someone to check it out. So
Yeah, if they're to bring in the first timers, people who are already
Yes.
regulars on your channel, they don't give a fuck what your banner is.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
So, just shit.
Oh, top 10 most emotional Futurama moments. Oh.
No,
God.
yeah, I saw that and I was like, nope,
Not clicking that. I don't want to cry
I'm
tonight.
not gonna make myself purposely sad.
I bet the dog one's in there.
Oh, you think?
Yeah, I think so.
So
Let's
that
find
was
out.
eyes.
Supposedly they changed that to his dog. It wasn't originally supposed to be.
Oh, really?
That was supposed to be his mom. Originally. Like the original premise was that would be his mom.
Why would his mom be laying down at the side of the road?
Well, I'm sure they added that part, but the original closing of that sequence was supposed to be his mom waiting for him until the day she died.
Yeah, like probably at home in the chair next to the door
Yeah.
or something.
I feel like the dog is more sad.
Or like making him dinner every night.
Well, they wound up doing it really well with his mom in a later episode anyway,
Would
but
they? Okay.
yeah, oh god, yeah.
I really do actually kind of want to watch it now.
Oh.
Alright, I'll see you guys later.
Now,
Alright,
you
alright,
have to
drive
stay for
safe.
this too.
Huh?
You have to stay for this too. Everyone's heart is gonna get broken.
That's right. We're gonna yell at everyone.
I'm kidding. You have to
No,
get
no,
over
go,
it.
go.
Yeah, no.
He's like, damn it!
During the week, though, let's try to put some thought into how we want to try to organize the post show. If we want to try to put them in between the two shows, or like
Right.
what we want to do. But yeah, like whatever would work for you. I think is
Probably between the two would be the best.
okay.
Like
So
you were saying, they would link the two shows together, and then we can also like preface some of the FEC, like tease some of the FEC stuff.
right.
We could do
Let's
that
plan on
forward.
giving that a shot next week.
Okay.
And
You know, an LBR pre-show is not a bad idea either.
It's not, but I mean
I don't know
that
what you
means-
talk about though.
But I don't like. Yeah, that's asking Woody to show up super early.
And
Yeah,
Kooky
never
to
mind.
wake up how early?
Yeah, never mind. Let's plan for the middle.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
say by the time I get home from groceries and breakfast and everything, I'm almost ready to leave to get beer by noon.
Yeah, but yeah, never mind.
Maybe you could do it the post show during the show.
I just my only concern is that it just gets so hot and gross in there.
Yeah.
So
I mean, we can always open the window while we're doing the post show.
I mean, it's just the post show.
I mean, yes, but at the same time, like, I don't know. I'm a little bit split between it, and I also lost your guys' intro in the hard drive crash.
The
So
real reason.
that's that. I'm gonna either have to try. I might just make a whole new one.
Okay.
I don't know. We'll see.
Okay.
All right, man.
Yeah, take it easy, guys.
Yeah. Have a good night.
Bye.
Thank you.
Not a
Bye,
problem.
Pop.
Thank you.
Thanks for your hard work.
Not a problem. Thank you, guys. See you later.
Yeah. So I'm tired.
We're all tired.
Oh, I'm tired now.
Fucking cogs.
Cogs. Oh, Jesus Christ.
What?
It's a lot of cogs.
That has nothing to do with beards or beers.
I don't know that.
I like those guys.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
Whoever hosted them was a pretty cool dude.
Juxta wanted us to host Casey Drum.
Hot.
Yeah.
And her logo looks like Brazzers.
That's the only reason that she gets that many views. Is everyone's like, maybe she'll take off her clothes.
They never.
Spoiler, she won't.
Just watch porn!
They might this time.
Fuck's sake.
Yeah, exactly. For fuck's sake.
I hate you.
Yeah.
Literally hate you.
God, you have so many fucking Magnemite here.
He does have a lot of Magnemite around here.
Shocking.
Boo. Boo.
No, he's an electric type, not ghost.
Fuck is Sammy?
Jesus Christ.
Do we have his phone number? Because I kind of want to start like prank calling him while he's like streaming.
Who? Samus?
Samus, yeah.
I'm pretty sure I do.
You got a pincer in your area.
Caught 6 fucking Magnemite in a row.
So, I was telling Chris I watched the Warcraft movie last night because I couldn't find anything else to watch.
Why?
Wasn't, like, the things that I didn't like about it weren't the things I think I was going to like about it.
Okay. I
Same.
don't know what that means.
Did you think basically what I thought? Like, it's not great, but it was watchable. I didn't come out of it like, well, that was a waste.
I think they probably spent way too much money getting the orcs look as good as they did because everything else seemed like C-rate, like sci-fi.
Yeah. You know, the only thing I would argue is like I thought the spells looked really good in that.
Yeah,
I
spells.
thought the spells looked
Spells,
awesome.
orcs, and armor looked really cool.
Yeah.
Something about Khadgar and Medev and even King Lane, who was played by Dominic Cooper. I love Dominic Cooper. Just seemed so like C-rate, you know?
Yeah, I agree. I remember at the end of that movie, I was like, I don't think this is how it happened in the game.
No.
I'm
No.
pretty sure it went a little different.
But I liked all the tiny, small little nods, like the Murloc.
Yeah.
I hated the stupid little jokes you could tell like a producer put in there, like, oh well, they're walking up the stairs. Andrew and Lothar should be all tired, like look and see how many more stairs there are. Even though he's obviously the fittest and best warrior in the entire fucking kingdom, he gets winded walking upstairs.
Yeah, clearly.
That was stupid.
Yeah. But I don't know, I came out of that movie thinking like, oh, okay, that was like, that is, if you're gonna rate video game movies that you've seen, that one is pretty decent as far as they go.
Wasn't terrible.
Yeah.
I wouldn't put it high, but it wasn't terrible.
Oh man.
They made a second one, I'd watch it.
Yeah.
Maybe not in theaters, but I'd watch
Yeah, I don't
it.
think I'd go see another one in theaters, but I'd definitely watch another one.
Oh, another headline that I saw, which isn't really a headline, but apparently Uwe Boll is officially retiring.
Good, fuck that guy.
He's the guy who made all the terrible video game movies and was like, I don't make these for video game people because they're just gonna pirate them anyhow.
Yeah, we noticed.
This guy's name is Team A. That's a pretty fun. And we're using a
What did you think about that little mini rant that I ended up heading on?
Which one?
Yeah, you're gonna need to be more specific.
You know, the one about co-opting, because that was it was a point that I sort of, oh god, it's cold. That I had sort of hit on when I was out in San Antonio in a discussion with Jen, and like I really do genuinely feel like, you know, like dude, there's a lot of people who do struggle with gender identity, and the people who don't struggle with it, who just want to look like they're struggling with something, do more to illegitimize the people who are actually struggling with gender identity than to just be like, oh, well, I'm cool with that. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, you do a lot more help to the cause by just being supportive
yeah,
than you
exactly.
do by trying to emulate it.
Exactly. And that's my problem
Well,
with
did
it.
you hear about this shit that's going on in Canada right now?
No.
Where they were trying to pass a law. I mean, it's right wing. It's never going to pass. But there was a law up for consideration that would require you to refer to someone by their preferred pronouns.
Yeah, see, that's fucking crazy.
It's that's kind of like what I was like.
I
Kyle
think
was asking.
something like that was up in Great Britain a while ago too.
Well, Kyle was asking about it. He's like, as someone that would apply to, what are your thoughts? I'm like, that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. I don't know a single trans individual who wants someone to call them by their appropriate pronouns because it's the law.
Yeah.
That's not the reason, like, you want people to be, like, doing that.
Right. That's it's
ridiculous.
done as a sign of respect. When it's mandated, it's no longer respect.
Exactly. It's just.
There was a comic I saw.
You don't want to go to jail or
Right.
get sued.
Exactly.
Yeah,
You know,
there was a-
and like that's not a reason not to do something like that. Don't be a fucking asshole.
There was a comic I saw. It was how to deal with misgendering someone. It's like, okay, and the first one is, you know, number one, this is how to do it. You just misgendered me. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know. That's fine. And all the other ones were like, oh, well, excuse me. Or, oh, well, blah, 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 and just all these terrible, terrible things. There was a chick on my timeline that posted something the other day, which I didn't really fucking care about, but it fucking blew up. Was she, like, posted, oh, apparently I'm, and then she said whatever it was. And she's like, what this means is I can have a romantic blah, blah, blah with whoever and find anyone beautiful, but when it comes to sex, I need a dick. And then someone caught, and it exploded. And I'm like, did that really need to be said? You could have just probably left that to yourself.
So, we were talking about it.
Is it Elise? It sounds like some
No,
dumb
it
shit
wasn't
Elise would say.
Elise.
We were talking about it in
Jesus.
chat like 6 months ago. I was playing 11 one night, and we were talking about that. And someone was like, how do you think one of those conversations should go? I'm like, what, misgendering? Like, yeah, okay, you just misgendered me. Like, if someone misgenders you, you just say her if you don't mind.
I'm sorry.
And
Wait.
then they say, oh, my bad, and that's the end of the conversation.
I'm sorry. Like we act like misgendering is a new thing since we started acknowledging the gender spectrum. But what about those poor motherfuckers that just happen to be dudes that looked effeminate, or happen to be women that look masculine, and got misgendered by accident, genuinely, all the time?
Yeah.
What about women who have particularly deep voices? When they answer the phone, they get misidentified as a man. Like, it happens, and yes, it's weird, it's awkward, it makes everyone feel weird, it makes the person who misidentified that person feel weird, it makes the person who got misidentified feel kind of bad about themselves sometimes.
Yeah.
But, that's the why? Like, why should it feel weird anymore?
And that's what it's like, all the conversation has to be is, oh, my bad, and that's it.
Yeah,
Like, what the
whoops,
fuck
sorry.
do you mean?
What gender are, how
What
would
would
you
you prefer?
me to
Okay,
refer
great.
you? Okay, cool,
Dude came
great.
into my store one time and bought short shorts. Looked like a chick. Like wasn't super ugly chick, but looked like a chick, right?
Robbie hit on him.
Bought short shorts, right? So I'm bringing up like, all right, you know, ma'am, blah, 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 blah. Oh, no, I'm a guy. Oh, I'm sorry. Ah, don't worry. Everyone makes mistakes.
That's it. That's
Done.
what the conversation needs
Over.
And then he stabbed you.
Over.
No.
Oh.
And honestly, like he was buying women's shorts, so I'm sure he got it. Like, okay.
I get it. Like, I know some people, like, there's idiots out there who are like, I've heard this personally, where they'll be like, someone will say like, oh, feminine pronouns if you don't mind, and they'll just like, they'll use another masculine pronoun and put a lot of emphasis on it just to be a cunt about it.
Then that's
Then
a
fuck you.
fucking asshole.
Right, exactly.
Like, the
They
shit
should go to jail for it.
No, no, they shouldn't. You have the right to be an asshole, but you should also expect me to treat you like an asshole.
and that's, yeah, exactly, and that's where it ends, you know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like,
that's
that's
it.
exactly where it ends. Like, someone's being an asshole, fine, call them an asshole, and
But freedom of speech, I can be an asshole.
Yeah, well, freedom of speech dictates they can be an asshole, and that's totally
Yes, and freedom of speech also says that I can be an asshole back.
right. Exactly.
Now you're infringing on me.
You're infringing.
But the
You're
thing,
infringing on my white privilege.
but like look, like when you look at kids in high school right now, like all of the kids who feel like they're a square peg in a round hole world are all struggling with gender identity. And it's like, no, you're not. Like a lot of you are gonna claim to struggle about this for like 7-8 months, and then you're gonna fucking move on to the next thing. Like I saw a lot of people when I was growing up do the same thing with mental illness.
It's
and
like
they
it's
used
become
it
such
as
a
a crutch.
movement that people are actually looking at themselves and going, am I struggling?
Well, remember, like when we were growing up, how much like depressed kids got attention, or like kids who were cutting themselves
That's actually
got
the
attention.
entire reason why it took me so long to seek help for mine, is because I'm like, I don't want
to be
be
these
that.
stupid,
Yeah.
fucking whiny, lazy kids. And that you're right. Like I had felt different about depression and anxiety because everyone I met was like, I'm depressed.
Yeah.
I need medication.
like, are you?
And
What's an appropriate amount of sadness? How do we know?
And I feel like a lot of that has migrated to the gender identity thing. And I like
gender war.
it bothers me when I see co-opting, because I feel like that's the worst thing that straight white males do to anyone else, is that they try to be, you know, like these dudes who would sit around and try to be like, I'm a Black Panther. Like, no the fuck you're not. You're not. You wanna know why? Because if the shit went down, if the race war went down, you can fucking put on a button-up shirt and be like, yeah, I'm with them. Like, you can scrub that whole fucking Black Panther part of you off if the Black Panthers lost that fight. Like, you don't have anything at
You don't
stake.
have the vested interest.
That race war happens. Bro, you're black, it doesn't matter if you identify with Black Lives Matter or Black Panthers or anything, you're fucked. You don't get to fucking avoid that. You don't get to, you don't get to put that jacket on. You know what I mean? Like, for any white dude, you can be down with a cause, but that doesn't mean that it's your cause. That's why the whole all lives matter thing gets such resistance, because I feel like that's a lot of some of it is people being racist assholes, but some of it are genuine white people going, well, but like my life matters too, right? Like I want to be part of this and I want to chant with you guys too, and they miss the fucking point that like
no one's been telling you that your life doesn't matter.
exactly.
Like that's like the idea of saying Black Lives Matter is like saying like the world has tried to tell me that my life doesn't matter.
Right.
I'm saying bullshit.
Right. And the point in making other people say it too is to acknowledge all of the pain that comes along with that shit. And you put someone in a position to say, yeah, Black Lives Matter. Because if you even walk from that position even a little bit to go and say all lives matter, that undercuts the fucking point, and it allows for co-opting.
I worry about that kind of shit a lot. Like, I presented as a regular masculine individual for 24 years of my life before I came out. And then, like, so nowadays, being on stream or whatever, any time that I'm on stream not presenting as feminine, I feel like I worry, I'm like, am I doing more damage than I'm doing good?
Right.
And it's confusing. Yeah, it's fucking stupid. I hate it.
Well, and I mean, not only that, but it's like, I'm not at all trying to, to question what you go through. I'm not trying to question anyone. But if you just look at the sheer number of people that are going through this, there's a lot of
percentages don't bear it out.
Yeah, it really
Someone's faking.
Exactly, and with that, I think that's a really kind of dangerous thing to play with in terms of like self-identity.
No, to be fair, I do think that more people will start recognizing that, because I think there's a great deal of people who won't even allow like the thought into their mind that they might be trans. And as that becomes more socially acceptable, they're willing to at least like look at that.
You know, over in England right now, they're doing the complete opposite. They've actually started to reform the way they teach kids, and as young as 3-4 years old, they tell them, you're not a boy or a girl, you can be anything you want to be. They're doing like sex ed at like 3-4 years old.
That's,
Like one bathroom, yeah, like they're really enforcing like in teaching kids as they grow up before like anything even happens, you can be whatever you want to be.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm for that, but like at the same time though, like these dudes who can just wake up and decide, yeah, I don't want to be trans anymore, and just go back to wearing
That's
just wearing suit and ties and just going, yeah, that was a part of my life, and now I'm gonna go get married.
That's what's fun because
That's where the co-opting is.
When it's
There's
just a
no
phase.
actual struggle in there. Like, yeah, like they know in their heart, like, yeah, I'm a straight white male, but this gets me a lot of attention and a lot of sympathy and a little bit of pussy sometimes.
Oh my, like that. I get that, and that's one of the things that actually alleviated a lot of like what I stress about with that. Because the day after I came out, I knew I could never go back. Like I'm never not like going back in the closet. Yeah. No, I think there's definitely a lot of people who might be presenting that despite not actually.
Well, and I think it's a lot of young kids. Like it's a lot of kids in high school that like paint their nails and like grow their hair really long.
Is trans the new emo?
Right. Yes, exactly. And that's the part. Like, dude, someone in their 20s, 30s, like you are mature enough to be able to ask that question of yourself. Like, I don't think that high school kids are even remotely mature enough.
Well,
On
don't they say that every
In
kid in
general.
high school at some point questions whether or not they're gay?
Sure.
I would say probably, and now as we're moving like into the 2016 time, every kid probably questions whether or not they're trans too. And as a teenager, I don't know that that you're self-aware enough to know yet. Now, if you are trans, you probably do know.
Sure.
You know way earlier than that.
Sure.
But yeah.
I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't totally off base with
I
that.
think you're probably more on than the world would like you to be.
Because it wasn't like trying to knock the idea. It was just like let's think about this, you know?
Yeah. I'm doing my next charity stream dressed as them the whole time.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I still give mad props to Leviathan.
I'm excited. I've never played Earthbound. It seems like a really fun game though.
It's a good game.
Yeah.
Also, my gym counter is up.
You're what?
He's going to collect his 100 Pokecoins.
Oh.
100 coins.
Well, that's good. Alright, we have anything else we need to talk about?
Yeah, we need to raise money, motherfuckers.
Okay, we want to talk about that with Cameron?